Welcome back to Finn vs. History. Once again, I'm with Horatio Gould.
Hi.
And this is part 2 of our epic dive into the Third Crusade.
Yeah, our romp through the Middle East.
Through the Holy Lands. Has anyone romped through the Middle East ever? Horatio Gould.
I think it's a consistent romp.
I really like these questions where you're just completely on the back foot.
Well, I'd say it's been a consistent romp.
Should the age of consent be lowered? Horatio Gould.
Yes. No, I mean, what?
Very interesting. Very interesting.
Not a paedophile. I mean,
What
yes,
age?
I am.
What age should it be?
14.
Horatio Gould.
Shit.
You've done it. You fucked it. You fucked it. Get me as Paxman. I'd love it. And that'd be my question every time.
Because it looks like you're opening up and then you just turn it to someone sat next to you.
Yeah.
Nick Clegg.
It's such a great hospital pass.
Yeah.
Age of consent, should it be lowered? Horatio Gould. Brilliant. Anyway, we're talking about the Third Crusade. In our previous episode, we went deep.
We did.
We went really deep on
tissue.
Salad Cream and Richard the Lionheart.
Yeah.
The two main characters in this story. Mm-hmm. This is the most cinematic of the Crusades, probably.
Probably, yeah.
And we're in the 1190s, I think. Is that right?
This is a crusade where there's more talent on show. The First Crusade I find funnier and weirder and stranger because there's a lot of idiots making terrible decisions.
Yes.
But this seems to be based around charismatic figures on both sides.
Yes.
And there's that side's much more cinematic. It's a lot like Heat, I feel, this crusade.
I am listening.
Where it feels like, it depends which side you are, who's Al Pacino, who's De Niro, but they both have a lot of respect for each other and view each other as sort of like equals.
I guess Pacino's Richard the Lionheart because I can't.
Because you're Christian.
No, I can't imagine Saladin going, "She got a great ass."
Right.
I can't imagine.
That's a good. It's a good point. Well made.
Muslim. It's one of the only impressions I can do, so I do get it out at any point I can.
But yeah, that's the two of them, and that's why they're often.
It's also funnier when you watch the interviews about how they made that film, and you realise that Michael Mann made Al Pacino do that scene 50 times until he shouted that, and he went, "No, yeah, that's what
brilliant.
it was." Yeah.
Got it.
Could have just told him to do it, but Pacino just lost it. And
to be honest, I've watched it many times. Sometimes he's too much for me. Sometimes he's not. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes Pacino's a little too much.
Don't let yourself. This is something that Saladin would have said.
Yeah. Don't
let yourself get attached to anything you're not willing to walk away from in 30 seconds flat if you feel that heat around the corner.
Yeah.
That's what Saladin says.
Yeah, that's him. Yeah.
He feels the Crusaders coming. He's like, right, let's get out of here.
Let's go.
Get out of here. Leave the wife. See you later. I also, if I was ever to get a tattoo, it would be that quote.
Is that what you're like with your family?
Yeah. They don't know that, but that is what I'm like. That's what I'm thinking.
The most tied down man in comedy.
In my head.
Thinks he's in heat.
I've got a tattoo on my arm.
The most stable rooted man in
get
comedy.
Attached to anything you're not willing to walk out on in 30 seconds flat. If you
man
feel the
with
heat,
2 kids and a mortgage.
if the Patreon number starts to tumble, if the Daily Mail come for us, I'm walking out the door. I'm just.
Is that we lost 3 patrons, Finn?
I've gone. I've left my wife and kids. I've gone. 3 patrons is a tragedy. It's heat. It's the heat coming around the corner.
That is the heat.
God, I love heat.
I
It's the best.
I shouldn't have brought it up.
Anyway, we're talking about medieval heat.
Yeah, it is medieval heat.
It is. It's the Third Crusade. We're in the 1190s. We should place this.
We didn't actually place it last time.
We sort of
did.
Only
did half
I don't think we did.
It was before fibre powder.
Let's not get into fibre powder. I feel that we've... Now, what have you found, Charlie?
The life expectancy in the UK in 1190 is about 32.
Christ, that is
poor.
poor.
So I'm doing well for 1190.
Yeah.
I'm doing
Charlie,
well.
this is
I'm
about...
dead in 2 years.
Yeah, that makes sense.
What have I done?
You're living like the Middle Ages, though. You're eating dog food.
No, but again, you've made this point. The average is heavily influenced by a high rate of child mortality.
True. So if
really,
you make it past 8, you're sorted.
You're into your 50s. Yeah.
Is it before the Magna Carta?
It is before the Magna Carta.
Just
before the Magna Carta.
And is it after...
Yeah. Done it the wrong way around.
No, so it's before the Magna Carta.
After Roland the Farter.
No, I think it's before Roland the Farter.
No, I think Roland the Farter is in the First Crusade, isn't he?
Let's have a look.
12th century.
Oh.
Here we go. Has Charlie just nailed that? King Henry II? Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Oh, look at that.
Wow.
That is...
Wow.
He's rolled it back.
Do you know what I've just done there? I've thrown the microphone to clap and I've hit my balls with the microphone and it really hurts.
An injury.
Yep.
You got to be careful. Occupational hazard. You're an athlete.
Gonna have a minute.
We might need to have
you might have to fill while I see pink and yellow spots. That happened to me when I was walking across a playground aged about 8 or 9, and you know those miniature footballs, they're like sized.
Yeah.
got one just square in the nads. Someone like absolutely Hitzelsbergered it across the playground.
And it's the pain that shudders through your ancestors. You know, in Mulan, they can all feel it. It's that painful.
My granddad is my granddad's in Edinburgh. He's like, like a voodoo doll, Presbyterian voodoo doll.
But between the Magna Carta and Roland the Farter is absolutely
do you know what?
Incredible.
Have we unlocked a new
the rhymes,
the rhyming placements? Because that could be, if we try and do that from now on.
One thing you do have to appreciate, we never pre-plan these. They're always off the dome.
Yeah.
But Magna Carta, Roland the Farter is pretty extraordinary.
Wow. I mean, that's what you have for having a poet producer, you know? Does he poo where anyone else does? Yeah. No, but he can
knows
rhyme.
a million ways to rhyme with farter.
Yeah.
Like, he's got that like locked down.
Yeah. You should be. You know how there are those people on Instagram who are trying to be rappers who just post the one rap they do like over and over again.
Piss poor, but I'm poo rich.
Yeah. That guy?
It's a new bar.
I wear Nike, you wear Slazenger. I'm the pilot, you wear passing that guy. It's like that.
Yeah.
It's that one song he does. He just does it over and over again. You should do that with your
Roland the Farter, Magna Carta.
Yeah, all your poo poems. Anyway, so betwixt Roland the Farter and the Magna Carta. It's the Third Crusade. That's terrific stuff.
Really
Charlie.
good.
You're like an aging striker who has been
a cultured finish
on the bench for ages,
Yeah.
and you've come on and you've just got yourself a 1-year renewed contract with one lucky goal.
Yeah.
Because really, there's been a lot of problems recently with your production. But one rhyme and he's anyway. So
that's the magic.
King Richard the Lionheart is responding to Greg the Eighth's plea for a third crusade because Saladin has turned Jerusalem into Jerusalem Dinistan.
Yeah, Ulez cameras everywhere.
Ulez cameras are everywhere. Van drivers are up in arms.
Phone snatches. Nothing's been done about them.
Knife crime. What even is this city anymore?
Yeah. It's illegal to be polite.
Yep. They've closed all the pubs.
Yeah.
Richard I is setting off with Philip II of France and Frederick Barbarossa. Now, Richard I and Philip II are supposedly more than friends. Horatio Gould. Horatio Gould.
Well, so Philip obviously helped
gay benders. Horatio Gould.
Well, I think the phrasing of that probably is not the right term. But did they fuck each other up the arse regularly? Probably yes.
What are we calling benders in the 1190s? What's the equivalent term?
Mud sniffers.
Crusaders in a sense.
Cruising. The crusade.
Crusaders.
Yeah, this is probably why they did it because they misunderstood it.
I mean, sodomite, bugger, effeminate man. Vices against nature. Oh, I love that one.
But yes, they viewed it very much.
The F word is around, is it?
No, it's just before the F word.
Lovely.
Oh, interesting. Well, yeah, there's another.
So it's after Roland the Farter, and it's before Roland the... Anyway. So yes, supposedly Richard I and Philip II...
Put the cruise in crusade.
Yeah, that's great stuff. That's absolutely great stuff.
But yes, because Philip obviously put Richard on the throne... Mm-hmm. Philip is the king of France, and
what's the throne in this?
It's a little bit like, now I've helped you.
Go on then.
Now you got to help me.
Yeah.
But how do we know that these guys had a potential? It's very much be Barnt Bow, right?
Well, there's a chronicler called Roger of Howden,
right?
Okay,
and Roger of Howden says, "Bitchard the burst and Philip the beckon, bum each other regularly."
Now, Roger of Howden is not an uncle who works at Howden's Kitchens. He is a chronicler who says the two kings eat every day at the same table. From the same dish, and at night their beds did not separate them.
Yeah.
Which now that could mean they have dinner together every night and sleep in the same bed, or it could be euphemisms for just sort of rimming each other all the time.
Yeah, because it was meant to show how close the diplomatic relationship was, but I guess what happened behind closed doors. So eating from the same plate.
So supposedly you would share a bed in the 12th century as a sort of powerful diplomatic symbol. So like if you'd sign a treaty with like the EU, Keir Starmer would be in bed with Ursula von der Leyen.
Yeah. Or like, it would be like Trump and Xi Jinping spooning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or...
I mean, they probably should bring that back. It probably would foster closeness. Or is it quite annoying? I think another man sleeping in another man's bed, it can be quite annoying. You're quite used to your own nighttime.
Tops and tailing?
Yeah, you got a nighttime routine.
You can't imagine, like, when they signed the nuclear deal, Obama and the Ayatollah are tops and tailing. You can't imagine that.
Yeah, I think you also get quite set in your ways about how you like things.
Oh,
I think you
with
want to
your
be,
beds?
and I think it would actually lead to more tension because you'd argue. Ayatollah probably he looks like he snores.
Oh yeah, he needs a fucking mask.
He
that
snores
guy.
when he's awake.
Yeah, grumpy kids. He's grumpy a lot. Yeah. Well, rest in peace.
Pour one
Rest
out.
in power.
Have you heard the new Ayatollah's gay?
Is he?
Type in new Ayatollah gay.
Grumpykins' son is gay.
This apparently is what.
No wonder he was so grumpy. I a gobbler.
I
gobbler,
I
yeah.
gobble your knobber.
Gayatollah?
Yeah, I guess so.
The
I
Gayatollah?
fuck guy as a toller.
Sorry?
I fuck a guy a toller.
Gayatollah?
I like guy.
It's not. It's right.
New Ayatollah is meant to be maybe gay. I mean,
quite a
he's
lot.
experimented a bit, but you know.
Basically,
Yeah, but
television
no,
reports.
listen. If the top story is from India today, it's bollocks.
No, Sky News Australia.
It's bollocks.
Let's bring in Sky News contributor Kosha Gator now. And Kosha, let's
Sorry.
start with this incredible
God, Australian Sky
story.
News is wild.
It
Just
is
a
so
massive.
wild.
Supreme
New Iran leader may be
gay.
gay. Christ. Australian news, fair fucks.
Because they got intelligence reports, so he's probably out there.
Let 1,000 blossoms bloom, as far as I'm concerned. But let's spend a little time on it.
Because the Ayatollah's gay.
Right.
But when you're that repressed, I reckon it's probably such a nightmare. The whole thing is such a nightmare.
What, being a gay Ayatollah?
He's been weird and grumpy for like the whole time. I think you've really got to work it out on your own a bit.
I do hope he's gay. It would be
narratively, it's phenomenal.
brilliant.
The new Ayatollah is gay.
But as we know, how the
Ayatollah. That's what you should have done. That's what you should have done.
Ayatollah.
Less Ayatollah, more Hiyatollah.
Yeah.
That's what you should have done.
Yeah,
Right. We got there in the end.
we got there.
Charlie just frequently going a gay. Oh, it's there somewhere. This episode is sponsored by Surfshark.
Oh my god, I love Surfshark.
They are our most loyal sponsor.
Yes,
We can do nothing to lose them. They're a VPN.
Vagina Pussy Network.
They're a vagina pussy network for you basement dwellers who
Viral
want to...
paedophile network.
Viral paedophile network. They are many things. They will enable you to access whatever disgusting content you'd like to in the comfort of your own command center. How many screens
Brackets
have you got?
basement.
They are your mother's basement, but it's your command center.
When she's gone shopping.
When she's gone shopping, it's your command center. How many screens do you have down there? How big is the chair? How big is your neck support? Do you have a slushy machine down there that you stole from a regional Cineplex?
How hard is it for you to save when you spend it all on katanas?
Do you 3D print your own swords, your own throwing stars? If you're struggling to do all this, Surfshark can help.
How?
I don't know. I still don't know what Surfshark is.
I do actually use a VPN. I use Surfshark.
Do you?
Yeah.
Well, please tell me.
And it's great. I was just on holiday. I tell Surfshark, I say, tell the internet I'm in Britain,
And it believes you.
and it believes me. I can
Phenomenal.
be a patriot away from home.
Can I be in my shed, outdoor in my shed, and I set find my friends to down the road, so my wife doesn't know I'm in the shed, but she won't bother me? Can I
I don't
do
know if
that?
that's how VPNs work. When you change your VPN, it doesn't mean that your Find My Friends just zooms into like India or something.
I would love that. Can you scramble my wife's Find My Friends without me turning it off? If Surfshark can unlock that, they've got my full support.
That's what Surfshark does. It means that you can get past block content.
You
I
need-
set my VPN to Moscow. What's Russia Today
You
saying?
need a VPN, a venal piles network. I want to look at pictures of people's piles.
Yes.
I want to look at pictures of celebrities' piles. Is that a crime? It's not. Is it unwise? Definitely. It's unwise, but it's not illegal.
VPN, very pooey, Nigel.
Very
Right.
pooey Nigel. You know, you need one in your life. Secure your digital life with Surfshark's Very Pooey Nigel. Risk-free. It's not risk-free. We must reiterate this.
Yes.
Surfshark do not take any liability
Nor do we.
for what you Google, and nor do we. My God. You can go to surfshark.com/FVH. You know it. Say it with me. Check into the Foxtrot Vagina Hotel.
Yes.
Click the link and you get 4 extra months of Surfshark. Do not let the online threats catch you off guard. Anyway, this is before the Hiyatollah, okay? We are talking about Philip II and Richard the Lionheart, who were bed buddies at best.
Yeah, Blackbone up mountain.
What?
It's Blackbone.
He might be Ayatollah. You never know.
Could be Hiyatollah. That's good.
What, mixed?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
Anyway, what did you say? Did you say black blown out mountain? Is that what you were trying to say?
Back blown out mountain.
Right, okay. Back blown out mountain. Richard the Lionheart, Philip II. And now, Richard goes in April 1191, while sailing east to Jerusalem, a storm scatters his fleet. Okay, so several ships, including his sister Joan and his future wife Balenciaga, or whatever she's called, they're wrecked off the coast of Cyprus. No, that's hot though, isn't it? Now, survivors are reportedly mistreated by Isaac, the ruler of Cyprus. Right. Who's a Byzantine noble.
Right.
Now, instead of offering the hospitality which you're meant to offer to crusaders or Christian pilgrims, he exploits them, and he seizes all the ships, and he then seizes all the weapons and stuff that's intended for the crusade, and then he captures all the royal hostages to try and secure a massive ransom, right? Which is very aggy for a Cypriot.
Yeah, come on.
Come on.
Rein it in.
This is 1,000 years after you went to bed. What are you doing?
What are you doing up?
What are you doing up at this time? So it's 1190, Cyprus. Go back to bed. So Richard arrives. He's obviously furious.
I mean, this is you sending your kids to bed.
Yeah, back to sleep. Now. Light off. Don't make me Japan you. Okay. Richard then launches an amphibious assault on Cyprus and captures Isaac immediately. You know, obviously, you're thinking of a D-Day landing scene, but the D-Day, the Nazi gunners are just in plastic chairs with arrows. It's not the same. Oh, please. No, they're coming. I could... stop. So, upon his surrender, Isaac says, don't chain me in iron, mate. Don't fucking chain me in iron.
Fuck off.
Come on, isn't it? And Richard mockingly agrees and then has a set of silver chains forged for him.
But it's interesting, the Brits in Cyprus, right? Right now, the RAF base that has been sending any fighters that were helping with the Strait of Hormuz is coming out of the base in Cyprus.
Yep.
So this was the beginning of a British...
You're
base
right.
in Cyprus.
This is the long road.
Aid conquest in the Middle East. So it's the same.
It is. You're right.
The same
You're
thing.
right. The echoes of history. Now, the conquest of Cyprus has major strategic consequences for the Crusade because it's a naval base and supply lines to the Holy Land, right? And also means that Richard has secured a sort of independent power. Now, we haven't talked about Frederick Barbarossa, who he actually goes to... he sets off first, before Richard and Philip, to the Holy Lands. He has the largest Crusader army ever assembled.
He's medieval Hitler.
He's medieval Hitler, right? He's stinky Hitler, right? 20,000 men, German fighters. He's crossing a river in maybe Turkey or Syria, falls off a horse, drowns, and then everyone else is like, oh, do we just go home? They just sort of go home. Because in this day and age...
And this is what Hitler named his operation after.
Yes. Yeah. It means that, yeah. But he also united all the Germanic tribes. Right. So I think it's not named after...
Him falling off a horse.
Although actually, it's quite funny, I suppose, in that the Eastern Front was essentially just fell off a horse and then, oh shit, let's go home then. Yeah, sorry. Historians say that if he had survived and got to the Holy Land, that would have been the main fight. Hitler versus the jihadis. Yeah. That's a fight we all would deny.
Yeah. Come on. ISIS versus Nazis.
ISIS versus Nazis. Come on. Who's going to give us that?
Yeah.
It's like AJ and fucking Fury.
But it's like those fight simulators.
Fight, you cowards.
Do you know what I mean? Do you know those fights when you can do like 10,000 dinosaurs versus 10,000 wizards?
Yeah.
It's one of those ones.
Yes,
Nazis versus ISIS.
But for neuronorms. ISIS versus Nazis. Anyway, we were denied ISIS versus Nazis because the Nazis drowned in a river. Yeah. So in Cyprus, Richard the Lionheart marries Balenciaga. The marriage is politically useful, but it does not produce any legitimate heirs, which again adds to the speculation that he was a...
Well, he couldn't get it up, do you think? Like, I don't understand that. Surely he'd just stick it in her once at least to get a kid.
But if he's in love with Philip, if he's a
he wouldn't do that to Philip.
No.
Right, interesting.
Philip's quite a gay name.
Yeah, it is Philip.
Yeah. Now, the Siege of Acre. Ladies, warning.
Yeah,
we will be discussing trebuchets. We will be discussing siege politics, siege castles, trenches. If you've left the house without any spare knickers, you're on your own. Go back if you can. Get off the train.
It might be too late.
Cross the platform. Get on the other train going the other way. Text work saying you'll be late.
Yeah, chafing. Beware.
Please apply nipple tape now. So... The European monarchs arrive in Acre in 1191. Acre is, I believe, in modern-day Israel.
Don't actually know.
It's in northern Israel. Right.
Oh, is it a holiday place now?
It's not Tel Aviv. That really is the cruising Crusaders. Anyway, so now the siege of Acre, Saladin had been. It was a Crusader. No, it was a Muslim city. It's quite. This is quite confusing.
Yeah.
This is a like lasagna of a siege.
The Middle East is non-binary. It's gender fluid. Its identity is.
I think it is quite binary, famously.
Well, it's constantly fluctuating. It's
someone who can't make up their mind if they're trans or not.
Yeah.
So the Muslims are defending the city of Acre, right, which is in sort of northern Israel, today's language. Just outside that, Crusader forces have surrounded it and they're trying to breach the defences. And then outside that, Saladin's army have surrounded the Crusaders, cutting them off from the mainland.
Does sound quite gay.
So they're forcing on two fronts.
Do you know what I mean? This feels like an organisation of an orgy. Do you know what I mean?
Now, are orgies ever organised to that extent?
I think sometimes. I think there must be some sort of gay cultures that are very like regimented.
Yeah.
And I imagine there was probably some gay Nazi. But what did the gay Nazis do? I imagine they organised it like this.
Charlie, what have you found? A Reddit thread thinking about hosting an orgy, need advice and tips.
Light a few scented candles or anything to help mask the smells of sex.
Yeah, I think the smell is a big problem with an orgy.
No hard liquor.
Isn't that part of the vibe though?
I think more for chem-sexy stuff.
Maybe if you're French, but that's part of it. But
surely if you're in that mood, then you want that smell. It's afterwards when you're cleaning up that you want to get the the air freshener out.
Yeah, I don't know. It wouldn't be for me.
It's not for me.
Apparently, the team that cleans Berghain on Monday morning is like they're literally just mopping up cum.
Well, yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
It's not. I don't know how groundbreaking.
There's probably a lot of people who pay money to do that and they don't have any cleaning tools. Put it that way.
Yeah,
they're on all fours with their mouths open, cleaning. It's a self-cleaning club, really, isn't it? That's where the piss goblin is, right?
Yeah, he's Berghain, isn't
They don't even need toilets.
Yeah.
The money they save on plumbing, on cleaners, yeah. It's kind
of amazing.
It's a terrific business model as a club, isn't it? But morally, it's a stain on the planet. Anyway. Now, the conditions at the Siege of Acre is horrible. Scurvy and dysentery.
This is very much still very orgy sort of vibes.
Again, are we talking about the Siege of Acre? Is that what I call my, some kind of orgy? Eyewitness accounts describe a hellscape of rotting corpses and foul water. This is me in Berghain. My God. Have you no shame?
There's an eyewitness account from Berghain just here.
Jeremy Clarkson goes to Berghain. This is a most violent sickness has seized the army.
Their legs and faces swelled up. They had such swelling in their faces that their teeth fell from their mouths.
Now, the air was corrupted by the stench of the corpses that many of the most noble and valiant knights died from the smell. Like your girlfriend on holiday with Charlie. The smell.
She's got taken back in a body bag.
Now, so Saladin's forces, and this is not cricket, they throw dead bodies into the rivers to pollute the water sources. It's an early form of biological warfare.
Yeah.
This is a man from northern Iraq with chemical weapons.
It all starts here.
I'm listening.
Yeah.
Saddam, the echoes of Saddam. So
Saddam.
So now, despite the brutality, the Third Crusade is more remembered for the fact that Richard and Saladin were quite nice to each other.
Yeah, it's heat.
It is heat. Richard I and Philip II, they fall ill with scurvy, or was it AIDS? Who knows? Richard's teeth are starting to fall out, and his hair falls out in clumps. Maybe because of stress.
It's got high cortisol.
To put it mildly. Yeah. Philip loses a finger, toenails, their faces swell up to the point of being unrecognisable. But Salad Cream, upon hearing of their illness, sends them fresh fruit and mountain snow to cool their drinks.
It's just a bit... There's like a gay vibe going between all three. There's like a there's a tension there.
Yeah, there's an element of is this the high point of medieval chivalry? Is this when this is really?
I think 100 Years' War probably is when it really.
Right.
So that's in about 100 years, but it's around here for sure.
Yeah. So eventually their symptoms pass because of Saladin's fruit. Now we don't know what can we do. We find out what fruit it is, Charlie? Can you Google what fruit?
And we don't know if Richard's a fruit.
The jury's still out.
Is it a fruit eating fruit?
I mean, if Richard was a fruit, then Philip II would be cured straight away. Because he's got his mouth in his arse, it seems.
yeah, maybe fruits don't cure scurvy.
Yeah. 2 wrongs don't make a right. 2 fruits don't cure scurvy. What is it,
He
Johnny?
sent pears and plums.
Pears and plums. You've made that up, haven't you?
No.
Pears and plums.
Pears and plums.
But they didn't know that fruits cured scurvy at this point,
And
did
where's
they?
he got the ice from?
Snow from the mountain. He's up at the mountain.
Is he up on a mountain?
Yeah.
The
Sounds
snow?
delicious. Pears and plums in a load of snow would be lovely.
Surely the snow would have melted before it got to Richard.
That's what I was thinking. But imagine if you put it in a big enough thing and then run it down.
Nothing gets past this guy.
Nothing. But I think if you put it in a big chest and run it down, you might have some left.
Right. Okay. So Richard recovers from his
what I genuinely
scurvy.
thought.
He eats salad, creams, pear, and plums, and eventually the final assault on Acre, and he's crucial to breaking the siege. This siege is brutal. It's gone on for 2 years. I think it's one of
2
the
years.
one of the longest sieges.
I'd hate
maybe
sieging.
until the siege of Leningrad. Maybe.
That 2 years is longer than Leningrad. Oh, Leningrad.
No, it's 800 days.
Sorry,
I think,
it's-
Leningrad. What is it?
Is there a
Charlie?
time
I
limit
thought it was
on a
silent.
siege? Because
Is there a time limit?
Well, it implies like movement,
Right.
and it's kind of. Is there like a? You can't have a 10-year siege.
You can.
Can
How
you?
long was the siege of Leningrad? Longest siege. Let's have a look.
Oh, 33 years. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, that seems like it shouldn't be called a siege.
That's like a naval blockade, though, isn't it?
Moroccan forces against the Spanish-held city of Ceuta. 33 years. Wow.
And then around the same time was one for 21 years. So this was kind of the golden age of the long
Fair
siege.
enough, yeah. So Acre, the siege intensifies, and then the Crusaders employ advanced medieval siegecraft. Ladies, grip your armrest.
Fellas, lock in.
Massive catapults and trebuchets to weaken the masonry.
Quick shot launchers.
If you're sat next to a woman on a train, give her a minute, give them some space, give her some tissue. Sappers start digging tunnels beneath the city. They prop these tunnels up with timber supports, and then once the tunnels are dug, they fill them with straw and pig fat, then set fire to the timber to try and collapse the walls above from the inside. To counter that, the defenders of the city dig their own tunnels to intercept, leading to hand-to-hand battles underground.
Pretty
in
fucking
tunnels.
terrifying.
Terrifying.
It's like the Nutty Putty cave incident, but there's another guy at the other
What
side.
is the
trying
Nutty Putty cave incident?
You know about the Nutty Putty. Type in the Nutty Putty cave incident. I thought we talked about this. It's pretty horrific. This is a guy who went underground caving, and then he
Right.
took a wrong turn, and he ended up sort of like Saddam.
Upside down Saddam.
Upside down Saddam.
Right. So we're just
and
looking
then-
at. I switched the video. We're looking at a photo now of a man who could not be more. He could not be more in the wrong place of anyone I've ever seen. I think.
Yeah, so explain what you can see right now.
I can see what looks like. Well, there's clearly a way he was going, and then he's gone sharply down. And he seems to have hit some kind of. He's at rock bottom. You'd
He
say
really
this bloke.
has.
He's hit, this guy has hit rock bottom.
I mean, it is My Girlfriend at Bottomless Brunch. Very much.
oh yeah, it's the woman behind. It's the woman behind the sofa in the bottomless brunch.
Yeah, so he took a wrong turn, and then I guess what was terrifying is he was there for about 36 hours.
Oh, my God.
And they were trying to get him out, and then he eventually the blood ran to his head and he died.
He died just from being upside down for 36 hours. Surely his air. Did he not die?
I think it was the pressure eventually killed him.
And where is Nutty Putty Cave? And why has
It's
it got
in
such a stupidly funny name?
I think this is a common spot for cavers, but yeah,
Because that's like to his
It's
family.
probably is anyone's nightmare. No one understands why you would ever cave. Most people,
it's
but this
caving.
is like.
But what's so funny is that to his family, that name will be as hallowed as like Auschwitz. But
Nutty
it's
Putty.
Nutty Putty Cave. Hallowed.
Do
be the-
not bring up Nutty Putty.
Please. Can you stop making light of Nutty Putty Cave?
But I guess this is how people with anxiety feel in
It's like
social
a fucking
situations.
CBeebies show. Nutty Putty Cave.
Yeah, but it represents people with anxiety. That's how they feel during social interactions.
What, like they're stuck in Nutty Putty Cave? What, just face down? Right. Why have you got Mr. Tumble up?
I don't know. It just sounds like he would maybe like live in
Mr. Tumble
Nutty
in
Putty
Nutty
Cave.
Putty Cave. If they sent Mr. Tumble to rescue you from Nutty Putty Cave, I'd be like, do you know what? Leave me in here. Actually, he creeps me out a bit. That guy.
But there's another French guy at the bottom with a knife.
Horrible, absolutely horrible. Subterranean. I mean, again, it's the Middle East. It's fighting in tunnels.
Yeah.
Not much has changed.
No.
Anyway, so after 2 years of stalemate, Acre falls within weeks once Richard arrives, because his fleet establishes a total blockade, sinks a Muslim ship carrying 650 soldiers and all their food. The garrison then begins to starve within Acre.
All points gained, for sure.
Yes. Nothing cannot be a computer game.
Yep.
Richard has 2 primary trebuchets called Bad Neighbour and God's Own Sling.
Got it, yeah.
Ladies, take a minute.
God's Own Sling's pretty hard.
Yeah, that's what I call my trebuchet. God's Own Sling and Bad Neighbour.
Yeah.
So this is like when they used to write on bombs. So they were dropped on the Japanese.
Yeah. What would they write? Like,
Fuck you. I don't know. So it feels,
sorry.
feels kind of irrelevant when it's a bomb and it's going to explode, isn't it? Or they'd write on bullets.
Yeah.
Like, wouldn't they say like,
Well,
eat,
the guy who
eat
shot
metal?
Charlie Kirk.
Oh yeah, what did he write on the
What did he
bullet?
write? Said, read this if you're gay.
That's pretty cool.
And so the poor coroner is another victim of this.
Fuck, well I'm gay now, I guess. Fuck. Add me to the list.
And then Mangione had delayed and I deposed. He's a bit more serious. He took it a bit more seriously. He doesn't have the same sort of sense of humour as the Charlie Kirk killer.
So the trebuchets damaged the walls, but rubble prevented clean entry. So anyway, Richard then tells the soldiers they have to remove heavy stones to get in, and then they don't want to do it. So he says you can get gold for every brick you remove. And eventually the soldiers get in. A final assault, it's July 1191, and then there's surrender terms, and the defenders are exhausted, and the city surrenders all its weaponry. This is what the city's commanders agree to without Saladin's permission. They're going to surrender the city. They're going to return the true cross, the bit of wood
that
Jesus
has no relevance to anything.
Definitely died on.
Yeah,
and they're going to release 2,000 Christian prisoners.
Yeah.
Richard,
but this period is like the whole Game of Girls bathwater thing.
Yes.
Where it's like it became like a whole thing that like an online Twitch streamer, attractive girl who plays games, sold her bathwater for like thousands and thousands of pounds.
Yes.
They're sort of doing this with Jesus, right?
Yes.
It's basically like Jesus'
farts in a jar. You've captured Jesus' farts in a jar. Those are my Christian farts.
It's kind of the same thing.
It is the same. It's
but
a bit,
now we don't have a
weird.
God. You're putting it saying, I want to smell that Twitch streamer's knickers.
Yeah, I just want some fat chick on the internet to fart in a jar.
But it's the same impulse.
People used to go to church. We used to smell Jesus, the Christ's farts in a jar, and now we're just smelling some fat woman playing World of Warcraft's farts, and the West has fallen. Anyway, Acre surrenders on the 12th of July, 1191. Richard and Philip raise their banners, which I imagine is the pride
It says
flag.
triumphantly, which is gay.
Woo! And so does Leopold V of Austria. However, he'd done nothing, and they were like, who are you?
Yeah.
There's then discussions with Salad Cream about the surrender and whether... So they both got hostages on both sides.
Yep.
Again, very similar parallels to today. King Philip goes to France because he's ill.
Weirdly, one thing that they should have taken from Hamas, these guys, is paragliders. That would have been great in a siege.
Yeah.
You could have flown over the walls.
Yes, you're right.
So that's one innovation. That
But again, this is around... Is this around... You know when we did our flight series and there was that Muslim guy who
he has written himself into the history of flight,
Yeah.
but more because he doesn't have any brain cells.
But that was a sort of early Hamas paraglider, wasn't it?
Well, he wasn't he just jumping off buildings?
But he had some kind of gliding thing, you know. It was the long road to October 7th, whatever his name, Ibn something. I don't remember what his name was. Anyway.
So what would you do if you're showing that in a film? Would you have him jump off and then as it's flying, it goes into the plane that goes into the World Trade Center?
Yeah, and then montage, yeah.
And it ends with...
No, he sees it all in his head. He's like, oh. Yeah. Anyway, so King Philip goes to France. Him and Richard are bickering over who gets to control Cyprus and then who would get Jerusalem if they get it. This leaves Richard the Lionheart as the sole commander of the crusading forces. So there'd been no exchanges of prisoners by August the 20th. And because of the stalling, Richard acts decisively, robustly, and slaughters 2,500 Muslim prisoners in sight of Salad Cream.
Right. So some people say war crime.
Others would say he was backed into a corner.
He was firm.
He was firm but fair.
Group high five.
Yes, exactly.
He went around and high-fived all of them.
Yeah. And what happened after that is
High-fived their heads off.
their own fault. Their own fault. I've just given you a high five. Why is your head falling off? You idiots. So salad cream immediately orders the execution of 1,600 Christians,
that's
which is
right.
a tragedy and a disgrace. And his name should be Mud, because that's awful. That's absolutely awful. This is your hero, really. Anyway,
disgusting.
So it's pretty bloody at this point. The massacre, having had lots of chivalry, the crusade is descending into blood. What is it, Charlie?
Sorry, Charlie, you're looking
You're just looking like nothing's on.
No, you're looking like
Everything's
you're
on.
looking like a fox on a hunt who thinks he's smelt something. You're literally like this.
You look like my dog when she's seen a squirrel. She's like, I'm coming for you.
What's wrong?
You're just sat quite far to the right of the sofa. I don't know if
Fuck it.
crack
yeah.
on.
Interestingly, took my daughters to the doctor yesterday, and you know how we were having a discussion about what we call her front bum?
Yes, yeah, within a normal context. Yeah.
Yes, yeah. So this is
I didn't bring it up.
No. You know how we were calling? You called me at 1 a.m. saying, "I've got some new.
What are we going to call?
I've got some new ideas for your daughter's front bum. For the nomenclature of your daughter's twat." Anyway, so she'd been having. And we went to the doctor, and the doctor, because she's 4 now, doesn't talk to me. She talks to her.
Okay.
Doctor talks to her, and she's like, "Okay." So it was a lovely bloke, and he goes, "Oh, so what, you know where you are?" And she's like, "Yeah, I'm at the doctor's." And he's like, "Do you know why you're here?" And she went, "Yeah." And she went, "So why are you here then?" "You're going to have a look at my fanny." And the doctor just loses it, and he goes, "Right, is that right?" And then I went, "No," but I was like, no, he is a bit of fun. But this is when we were talking about what to name my daughter's front bum. Fanny has won out now decisively.
So Fanny's defeated all the competition.
Much as Richard the Lionheart Acre was decisive, Fanny has now, in her head,
Twat's been crushed.
Twat is crushed.
Minge didn't stand a chance.
Salad cream, that's not there apparently. We can't call it salad cream anymore.
These days.
Get your salad cream out. Salad cream's horrible. That's got to be one of the worst names for a vagina. Anyway, so Fanny's won.
Good on
and
Fanny.
I still feel slightly weird about it, but there's no right
But
answer.
it's Victorian, so it has a level of like softness because of the amount of time it's been around.
Yes, I
know.
guess so. Anyway, back to the Battle of Arsov, which is not what I call her back bum, but it is an absolute battle down there. The 7th of September, 1191. The Crusader forces, then having successfully defeated the Muslims at Acre, they moved down the coast to the port of Jaffa.
I'd call
Jaffa.
it maybe the port of Jaffa.
Yeah. What
Your daughter's front
Oh,
bum.
sorry, we're talking about that. Yeah. No, don't call it the port of Jaffa. That's tasteless. Saladin's light cavalry continuously harasses Crusader lines.
This is harassment now.
This is genuine harassment. Now, this is the tactic. This is what Saladin's trying to do. Is what he did at Hattin. He's trying to lure the Crusaders away from the water supply into the hinterland, into a big decisive battle. He's trying to
It's like reverse Russians.
Totally.
Yeah.
He's trying to play on Richard's ego and say, "Come on, then, come and actually defeat me." But Richard holds firm and manages to stay in a defensive formation along the whole coast.
It's much like when you're ice skating for the first time.
I'm so bad at ice skating.
But you're hugging the wall, right?
That's me the entire time.
That's where you're strongest, is when you're hugging the wall.
Yeah.
And Saladin's trying to get you to come out to the
Yes,
middle
there's
when
a
you're
gay
weak.
guy in the middle going, "Come on, be free," and he's doing things, and I'm like, "No,
I'm straight.
I'm not going to be lured into the middle."
But it's sort of like,
You
I
could
guess
bum me out there.
having a fight with a gay guy on an ice rink is like having a fight with a shark in the
in
ocean.
water, yeah, it is. It is.
No, I'm not coming out there.
I'm never coming out there. How am I meant to win? I'm on your territory. The ice is gay. Gay men are on ice. Straights don't do well on ice.
It's true. It's when we're at our weakest.
I am at
the
my
gays and the
weakest.
girls. They're
Ice-
running rings around you.
The ice is for the gays and the girls. That's why he's a great king. One of the last
Exactly.
2 great kings is that he was not tempted.
Salad cream's like, come
Hiya!
on.
Woo! Like spinning on the ice. Playing disco music and spinning. And Richard the Lionheart's like, no. It would be very funny to see kind of, figure skating doesn't seem to have crossed into the Paralympics and the Special Olympics. Now, I don't.
Is that true?
I've not researched that. Charlie, can we look? Is there wheelchair ice skating?
I have everything crossed.
But I would like to enter the Paralympic figure skating and just hug the side and see how they mark me. Here we go. BBC Sport Ask Me Anything. Why is figure skating not in the Paralympics?
March 2026.
Fans tuning into the Winter Paralympics will have spotted figure skating missing from the programme because the sports are not an international level. Yeah, because there's a lot of people just fucking like me holding onto the side of it. Anyway, okay, let's get back to the Third
Or maybe
Crusade.
it should be straights doing figure skating.
Yes, the Paralympics, straight men should enter the Paralympics in gay sports and vice versa. Right, so yes.
What other gay sport? Badminton?
Badminton's gay, figure skating is gay. I think luge is straight because you're just fucking it down a hillside.
What about double luge? When you go, weirdly it's straight, even though you have just strapped another man's ass to your cock.
No, it's two straight blokes just going there. Table tennis is gay.
Table tennis is gay.
Rock climbing is straight.
Yes, very much so.
Shot put is straight.
Discus is a bit more gay though.
Yes, discus is gay. Javelin straight.
Yeah, javelin's as straight as an arrow.
Straight as an arrow. Long jump is straight. Triple jump is gay.
What's the one where you jump
Pole
over the?
vault.
No, is that
Gay.
when you're trying to get over the thing without knocking it?
Yeah. Have you
That's
seen?
gay.
Have you seen the footage of the pole vaulter who catches his willy?
Yeah.
Glorious. Phil Babs himself on a pole
But
vault.
I think the way that you have to avoid, you know how it's like you're just avoiding. That's gay.
Yeah, that is. But yeah, so straight men should. Straight men should enter the Paralympics within gay sports. That should be a new category.
Yep.
You know,
Agreed. Motion carried.
Claire Balding, is she an Olympian or a Paralympian? She was in horse riding, which is gay, so she's an Olympian because she's gay. Do you see what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah.
Faultless logic.
Thank you. Rowing is straight.
For sure.
Where on earth are we? The Crusaders.
This is him. He's holding onto the side of the ice rink.
I'm currently holding onto the side of the ice. Of course, down the coast.
Yeah.
Now, Saladin positions his full army north of the town of Arsuf in a final attempt to stop the Crusaders before they reach Jaffa.
Yeah.
Now, while crossing open ground near Arsuf, the Knights Hospitalier, who had been bearing the brunt of the harassment, they break formation and they charge, which forces Richard to commit his entire army to a counterattack, which then takes Saladin's army by surprise because Richard had been so defensive. And they break Saladin's lines and force him to withdraw.
So what he did well there is, even though he had a very defensive plan, when it broke, he was like, I'm going to commit fully.
I'm going into the ice. Fuck. What do I do? But by that point, the gay guy figure skater was tired.
Yeah.
So
dizzy from spinning.
Saladin's field army is unable to mount a second defence and clears the path for Lionheart to secure Jaffa. So Jaffa secured in 1191 and it becomes the main operating base for Richard, which gives the Crusaders a fortified port.
Beachhead.
It is a beachhead. Calm down. Men in Surrey who work in middle management. Calm down. So there, Richard can begin his plan to free Jerusalamistan and make it Jerusalem again. So the first advance on Jerusalamistan is in 1191. So they get to about 12 miles away, but the leadership starts to grow concerned because the winter conditions and the supply lines aren't there, and they realise that even if they capture it, they're not going to be able to hold it. So they withdraw. And then the second advance is in 1192, and they again march towards Jerusalem, and again they get there quite close, but Saladin dismantles some of the city's outer defences, so the Crusaders can't use them for protection if they took the city, so they retreat again. And this is where the crusade starts to kind of peter out, really, because Richard orders another withdrawal, and then Saladin launches a surprise attack back on Jaffa. So then Richard sails back there to defend Jaffa.
Yeah, he legs it back.
He legs it back, and he gets on a fucking horse and charges through the water, and eventually reclaims the citadel.
So it gives everything to getting it back.
And he fights on foot with his horse kill, but then Saladin sends him 2 fresh horses because no king should fight on the ground. No straight man should be on the ice.
So there's something going on between them.
Flirty.
It's flirty.
Yeah, there is. So then we get to the Treaty of Jaffa, 2nd of September 1192, and this is essentially where the Third Crusade becomes a score draw.
Yeah.
There's a great deal of respect. It's the end of heat. If it had ended, this is like the airport scene. Richard realises he could never hold Jerusalem. Saladin's army is very tired. And so they decide that the Crusaders would allow the coastline, and the holy city would remain in Muslim control. But Christian pilgrims were granted safe passage without being taxed. So effectively, this ends hostilities. So it's cricket really.
Yeah.
At the end.
A lot of these stories, they kind of end slightly petering out ways. People, Barbarossa falling off his horse and drowning. We'll get to how Richard goes. Even this, it just sort of, it's a lot of fizzling out.
Yes,
Yeah, big
but
sell.
there's an understanding, I suppose, that there are these two great warriors, and they're each other's equal.
It's like a dance.
Yes, it's figure skating.
It's figure skating.
It is figure skating. It's Torval and Dean.
Yeah.
But there's two great figureheads, and they're each other's equals.
Yeah.
And so the Third Crusade ends with they haven't taken Jerusalem, but they have got all the ports, which sort of means they've got all the supply lines to sort of
Back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So both sides can claim
very,
success.
Yeah, it's very contested if who won the Third Crusade, really.
Yeah.
It is sort of a draw.
Yeah.
Because it did like set up vital Crusader states in the Middle East again.
Yes, it
But
did.
he didn't.
But
The number
take
one thing was Jerusalem. So
Jerusalem continues to go into the dirt.
yeah.
So now what happens to
Do the Christians ever get Jerusalem back?
we briefly regain control between 1229 and 1244 during the Sixth Crusade,
Oh, interesting.
but ultimately it's lost to Muslim rule, and then
That's it.
What is it?
How do you really know who's in terms of, there's no like phones, right?
There's
Therefore,
no phones.
What in 1190s?
it must take a long time
There
for
is
anyone.
shouting, though.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
lots of
You can
shouting.
shout.
But there's loads of shouting, but how do you know if anything's true ever, really? Because I've got no idea what's happening over there. Because I'm here and I've got a phone.
And you're stupid.
yeah, you are thick as well.
Just surely the news cycle must take fucking ages.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
did.
Yeah.
Yes,
And
it
like,
did.
how do I know if I've won the war? Or anything?
Yeah.
Well, I guess in this,
I know I'm
it
hungry.
ends normally with a treaty, and then I guess it slowly disseminates via gossip.
People come home. People riders.
I think gossip
envoys.
is much more important.
Yeah. I mean, the phone is ultimately just communication, but on the phone. So the people still communicated. It just took longer.
Yeah. But
But also, you would have had nothing to do with this if you were alive then.
what would I have been doing?
You would have been making porridge for some very, very ugly woman at home. Your main job would have been to stir porridge, and you would have had a really shocking haircut,
Right.
and you would have been hitting things.
Why? Because I'm annoyed.
No, because that's what people
The
did.
most ambitious you could probably do is get this fat woman who's been eating porridge and store her farts in the jar and say they were Jesus.
Yeah, and look
that was
after-
maybe at most.
If you had any entrepreneurship,
Which
that's
you
what you would
don't
do. You would steal a fat woman's farts, put it in a jar, and say it was a papal relic of Jesus Christ's farts. That's what you'd do. But you did not have that get up and go. You'd be stirring porridge.
Yeah, with my wife. And
With a
loving
very,
her.
very, very ugly woman.
Yeah, well, if that's all I would do is just love her for my whole life.
Yeah.
We
Which
were
which would be 30 years.
Because Charlie's looking for a woman,
Time
we
well
were
spent.
asking him, because B was trying to work out what his type was. We were asking for about celebrity crush. Do you have a celebrity crush? Who's like, what's your sort?
I've told you many of my celebrity crushes.
Yeah, to be fair, it's been.
I've
It's
been
really
very
gone-
open about my celebrity crushes.
Charlie, we couldn't find yours until you. What did you say?
Miriam Margolyes.
I like an older woman who's been on the BBC, but that is quite rich for my blood.
And then we were all saying, "What the hell?" And you said, "I just want to kiss her boobs for hours."
Kiss her boobs for hours. But she's like she's like
lesbian.
lesbian as rock.
She's an old lesbian who eats turnips all day,
I think she's amazing.
radishes or whatever.
Is that a slur?
No, she genuinely is.
She buries her face in turnips all day.
Or is it radishes? She eats raw radishes. BB's been on set with her. She eats raw radishes like she'll eat 30 a day.
I mean, I like a raw radish. I wouldn't eat them every day though.
I would. She eats apples like onions, like I do.
So that's
You
your
eat
type,
apple
is it?
like onions? What, you chop it up and put it in a bowl
No,
of
I eat
eggs?
onion like apple. And so does she. I actually got it off her.
So
She's 84.
She's amazing.
So you'd actually love to kiss her boobs
Yeah,
for
she's
hours.
she's like lived. She's got like lovely. Look at her kind eyes. Like I think physically she's sort of got quite a lot about her. And
I think she's a national treasure. I'm not sure I'd want to
She
bend
is.
her over a barrel.
Kiss her boobs for hours.
I'm not sure I want to kiss her boobs for hours. Personally, though, this is a matter of taste. You
It's
know?
a matter of taste.
One man's Miriam Margolyes is another man's Priti Patel. Okay. So
no, I think she's amazing.
yeah.
And it's not just a one night thing.
She's about as lesbian as it gets, I think.
I didn't even notice that at all.
Yeah, I think she would.
Well, I could pretend.
I've said many times, but my type is still Shamima Begum definitely did something for me. Take two. Refugee Shamima Begum.
Shamima Big Bum.
When she had the glow up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's me.
I suppose there was a real fork in the road for Shamima, wasn't it? Glow up or blow up.
That was pretty good there, but it's when she was had the sideways
She's
baseball
young in
cap.
that second photo.
Yeah, I didn't say the second photo. I made it clear. It was refugee Shamima Begum.
Let me be very clear.
Okay. That one.
Yeah, no. Yeah. Absolutely.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. Sweet Queen Shamims.
Yeah.
What could have been? We both live very near each other. She's Bethnal Green.
Yeah.
She's, you know.
They should remake Sliding Doors, but with you and Shamima Begum.
I'll tell you, we would have been living near each other.
God, that's a pivot of a remake for that film, isn't it? Off to Syria. The black flag flying over a fucking Jeep.
I don't know. I think there's more for me in Shamima's story yet to be written.
Shamima Gould.
Shamima Gould. Anyway, Saladin, all the fighting means effectively his health declines, and only 6 months after the Treaty of Jaffa, Saladin dies of a fever, age 55.
See, it's all just, you know.
Yeah.
No one dies in battle like in a blaze of glory.
No, they die on the toilet in a blaze of diarrhea. But despite having been the ruler of this vast Muslim empire, it's discovered that when he dies, that he'd given almost all his wealth to the poor, which is one of the 5 pillars, is it, of Islam?
Yeah, there's a lot about. You're meant to give 15% of all your earnings to charity of some sort.
Well, I do that. It's just a tax, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's just not. It's just 5 pillars.
Drunk uncle.
5 pillars of Keir Starmer's Britain. I give 50% to Rachel from accounts.
Yeah. This place is like living in a fucking Muslim empire. Let's move to Dubai. That's what all these guys say.
Yeah.
Britain's gone.
Yeah.
It's overrun by Muslims. Let's go to Dubai.
Let's go Dubai. Brilliant. So he reportedly leaves behind 1 piece of gold, not even enough to pay for his own burial. Now, what happens to Richard the Lionheart? Richard leaves the Holy Land in 1192, but has an absolute nightmare getting home.
Yeah, it really does, to be fair.
Like me trying to get home from an Italian wedding where it rains and they close every airport.
Yeah.
You can't fucking handle anything. He travels through Europe in disguise, but gets captured by Duke Leopold of Austria, who he had insulted at Acre, and then gets handed over to the Holy Roman Emperor.
Do you think it's Rasta hat, dreadlocks?
Could be. Well,
Yeah.
Lenin style.
Yeah.
Lenin in the
Big
Rasta hat. After a year in captivity, he returns to England in 1194 to reclaim his throne from his brother, John the Cunt. I think that's his name.
John the Cunt. Is that his
I think that's his given name, isn't
Richard
it?
the Lionheart, John the Cunt?
You'd be annoyed if you were John the Cunt, wouldn't you? Why do you get Lionheart?
Why is it
I'm the
only
cunt?
those two? And why is
Why-
it first come, first served?
Why am I the cunt? So he spends his final years, it's very sad, fighting to regain the lands in France. And then in
Which he does very well, because even though it's less glamorous, because a lot of the view of Lionheart keeps changing. He was viewed as the ultimate king, and then there was a re-evaluation in the Victorian age saying it was actually a French guy who was absentee father, etc.
So he's besieging some tiny little French toilet of a town, and while he's sieging the castle, he gets shot in the shoulder by a crossbow bolt.
Shot by a boy.
By a little boy, a French boy, and he gets gangrenous, and he says, "I want to see the man who shoots me." And then the boy comes out, and instead of ordering the boy's death, he says, "Well, go on then.
What?
You got me.
Fair play.
Fair fucks, you got me." I know. What does he say? "Live on, and by my bounty, behold the light of day." So yeah.
Did he give him 100 shillings?
No, he says the man should give the boy 100
They
shillings, and then the king's men ignore that, and then as soon as Richard died, the boy gets flayed alive and hanged.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is very different to how, I guess, that Philip Schofield's boy gets treated.
Yeah.
NDA to shit.
Yeah.
Protected to all intents and
Do you
purposes.
reckon,
a different
do you reckon
time.
he'll be all right?
I think he'll be all right.
Apparently, Richard the Lionheart, when he was injured on his crossbow, said, "Bring me out," and would fire a crossbow during the siege from his hospital bed.
Yeah. Which is pretty cool, isn't it?
Pretty hardcore.
So he dies April the 6th, 1199, in the arms of his mother. And having been killed by a child, a chronicler wrote, "The lion by the ant was slain." Because everyone speaks like Yoda at this point in time. It's fucking irritating. And his body is divided and buried in different locations, which is sort of practice at this point. So his heart's buried in Normandy. His entrails are buried where he died as a kind of slight to the French toilet.
Sure.
That's what I'd like to happen to me, actually.
Your entrails in
My
France.
entrails, all the tripe bits of me put him in France.
But is it none of it's in England? Right?
No.
Yeah.
Because he was barely there.
Yeah.
Because he was off on a crusade. So and that's the end of the story, really. The rest of his body is buried by his dad in Anjou. So but there's a massive statue of him outside Parliament because he remains the sort of great warrior king.
Symbolic.
I think maybe is he the first warrior, like the warrior king before him. There hadn't been this sort of type of
really getting involved.
And you can't imagine King Charles, you know. I mean, King Charles isn't allowed into fucking Mecca because his hands are sausages.
Yeah.
He's haram. He's got haram hands.
I guess the closest we've had is Blair rolling his sleeves up in Kosovo.
Yeah.
That's the closest.
Yeah, that is.
It's not close, but it's the closest. Is him Right. touching Kosovan boys' hairs. Yeah.
Boys' heads. That is about, but yeah, Blair's Richard the Lionheart.
Yeah.
Blair the Lionheart. Blair the sleeves up. So that's the end of the Third Crusade. If you'd like more, we will be talking about Robin Hood on the Patreon, which the legend of which took place around this time supposedly. So sign up to the Patreon where you don't have to print your own sword, but it helps. And if not, we will see you next week for a brand new topic. That's it from us. Goodbye.
Goodbye.